Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I know this is kind of random because I was supposed to be done yesterday. Technically, January is over. However, we are going to finish up a couple of projects that we started together. And so today will be the absolute last day of our quick crafts with Royce. So if you are joining, if you could just say, hey, how you doing? And leave me and let me know where you're joining from. That would be awesome. The primary project that I wanted to finish, I have two really. One is the bag that we started together. You guys may remember we decoupaged it and we painted our flower and I painted the background. Some of you guys are disappointed because the background is kind of gone. It's still there. If you look really closely, it's just not super evident, but it is still there. And the other project, hey Tara, that I wanted to finish was this one. You guys probably forgotten about this, but we started this metal box actually on a Sunday night chat and craft and chat. And I still needed to go around and finish tacking down the edges and then trimming it. So this one should be a quick one, but I know a lot of you really wanted me to finish this because I wrapped around the edge and you guys kind of wanted to see how I did that. So we'll go through when we finish this one. Oh yeah, it was a cash box. I almost forgot what it was. Hey Karen, how are you this morning? So we'll finish this one together. This one will be easy peasy. We'll finish this one fairly quickly. And I still love this. This is like a bougie cash box now, you guys. Like, if you go somewhere and their cash box looks like this, they're going to charge you a lot of money. So we will finish that one. But first, let us, and you know what? I probably should have spent some time like watching YouTube videos and stuff, but y'all know me. I did not. So we're going to wing it and see what happens. The first project that we have is our canvas bag that we did together. And we just need to seal it at this point, right? And so I'm going to be using Heat Bond liquid vinyl. And then I have just my mini press here that I haven't turned on yet. And I need to get, I forgot one thing. Hey, Vicky. Okay, sorry about that. I forgot about my mic. Let me make sure it's picking up the right mic. Yes. Okay, that's better. I'm sure that's better. So we're going to finish those two projects. So the first project we're going to finish is our canvas bag. And this is one of my recycled bags, swag bags. And it's a pretty thin canvas, but it is a canvas material. And we decoupaged on these two, the bird, well, we decoupaged on all these pieces, except for this one. This one was stenciled on. We did some stamping, even though the stamping is super subtle because I painted over a lot of it. I painted the decoupage paper. We've already sealed it. And now we're going to go in and we're going to make it durable enough to actually serve as a canvas bag. Hopefully that's what's going to happen. So I'm going to just take on, based on what I understand, my one concern is that I've had this product for a really long time. And you guys know how sometimes products get thicker when you've had them for a while. So I think that I'm going to mist my surface. Oh, wow. I probably should have opened this and looked at it before we started today. It's really firm. And it's also cold in here too. So that may be adding to it. So I'm going to mist my bag. I don't think it's supposed to look like this, you guys. It's probably just to be like kind of goopy, but not like this goopy. Lord have mercy for Jesus. I thought I was prepared. But y'all know me. I am going to make it work. We're going to make it work. Um, This is why you should use your products when you buy them. Don't let them sit around and get old, because then you might not be able to use them. Although I think we're going to be fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. And even when it's not fine, it's fine. So I'm just going to mist a little bit of water, not a ton, but I'm hoping this will help loosen things up a little bit. And I am pretty certain that this is not supposed to be this thick. So when you buy it, it's probably going to be nice and like a gel that you can just paint on your surface. Good night. This company is like, Lord have mercy, what is she doing? So I'm going to paint on as much of an even coat as I can. And then we're going to iron this after I get it on there. And I'm pushing down because I'm breaking these little pieces up. And it's actually going down pretty nice once I get it all squished up. I didn't think to open it and actually look at the product. I'm sorry, you guys. I still think I'm going to be okay, though. Let's see what happens if I put a little water here. So just in case you bought this a few years ago and you haven't used it, this is how we're going to fix it. Okay, when I say it's 63 degrees, it's not like, okay, it's chilly here. Um, oh, good, Tara. I love mine. I use it for a lot of things. Yes, this is the vinyl stuff I was talking about Saturday, Karen. Hot Mess Express. Yes, girl, Hot Mess Express for real. But we are going to make it work. And I know I'm not the only one. You guys buy stuff and then you don't use it. You see a video or something and you buy it and then it's sitting on your shelf. So I'm mixing water with it and it's actually loosening it up pretty good. I'm just misting a little bit of water in here though. And it's loosening the product up and we'll see how it works. You guys will be me before you tackle yours. So you'll know what to do just in case you're guilty. And that actually is working really good. So I just misted a little bit of water and mixed it up a little bit, and it really did loosen it up a lot. And I can feel that it's product and not just water because it's kind of slick. So you can feel the difference when the product lays down. Yeah, I knew it was going to be some kind of chaos today. There always is. But that's what happens in a laboratory, right? We hope for perfection, not even perfection. We hope that things are going to work out like really good, but the truth is, we never really know. And that's the fun part. Okay, let me just make sure that I've covered all of it. And then I'm going to dry this first, and then I'm going to go in with the iron after it's dried. I still don't think that bird belongs on this composition, but he's there now, so we will keep him. And on the new paper, there's a bigger bird, which I'm really excited to paint him. Hey, Verla, this is actually, we're finishing this project. So there's another live where we did all of this work together and we just didn't have time to like seal it. So you can go back and look on, I made a playlist on my YouTube channel of my quick crafts with Royce. So you can look back and you'll find this video if you want to see exactly what we did to prep this one. And today I'm literally just, we're going to seal it together. And we're using liquid vinyl by Heat and Bond in order to seal it because I don't want it to just be pretty. I want it to be functional. Hey, Tammy. '60s. I know it is. It's 63 today. We're probably going to have a high of like 68 because it's already noon here today. So maybe 65 to 68, but it dips down to the 30s at night, you guys. So my little shed, it's, you know, it gets cold in here. I haven't been using resin because my resin is not playing at all right now. It is not like the cold. I have a mold that's just jacked over there. I'm going to have to dig the resin out of it. That's just for another day, though. Good morning, LaDonna. Bullhead City. Oh, you're warm too. You're probably warmer than me over there. So just a quick recap of what we did for the bag. I did lay down a thin coat of GAC 900 mixed with white acrylic paint on the base, and I dried that and we ironed that. So that's how I prepped the bag. And then we decoupaged a little piece of the paintable floral. I tore off a piece from the Music Sheets masterboard. This one was from the photograph masterboard. And this little birdie was from one of the painted designs. I can't remember which one. And so we decoupaged them on here and then we painted them. And then we paint. Oh yeah, we also did some stamping as well. It's a lot more subtle because I did paint in between all of our elements to kind of pull them together to make them look like one design. I still don't think the birdie belongs on here, but everybody wanted me to paint a birdie that day, so I did. So we do have a birdie on here. And I did fussy cut around the flower and around, you know, the elements that were on here. And we were just experimenting and playing. And this one was a stencil. And I just put down the colors that I was using as I was painting them. I missed one color, but it's okay. I kind of want to do this again without the bird. That bird is really bothering me. Can you tell? So I'm going to dry this first, and then we're going to go over, we're going to iron it, and that's going to heat set it. Now with the vinyl heat and bond, one coat makes it stain resistant. So like I'm put on one coat, I'm going to dry it, I'm going to iron it, it'll be stain resistant. If I do a second coat, you know, apply the coat, dry it and iron it, it'll make it waterproof. And if I do a third coat, you know, apply it, dry it and iron it, it'll make it like oilcloth, like our grandmother's old tablecloths that they used to use. I am excited about having like a liquid vinyl because I know like Steam-A-Seam or Heat and Bond where you put it on there and you iron it on there. But like you have a standard cover, which would be fine. You could absolutely do that as well, right? But I do like the idea of having liquid. I feel like it's going to get in there and integrate better with my surface than a sheet would just over the top. Maybe cover it up with something. Oh, the birdie. I'm going to go ahead and leave it, Tammy. It's one of those things. Like this was an experiment, right? And it was an experiment, and I learned something. I learned that I love the composition of the flower and a subject right here, and then this right here. And so next time I do one, I just won't put the birdie on there. So it's all good. The quick crafts with Royce that we do are all about experimentation. And so some of the things we love, some of the things we would tweak. Like yesterday's project that we did, I went right over my red with the dark whites, and I kind of lost the red a little bit. It's not horrible. Let me see if I can show you guys. I have so many projects. I think I'm gonna take a picture and have you guys vote for your favorite. So we did this Lazy Susan yesterday. So this is from the new Botanical Blocks decoupage paper, and we used some black milk paint and some black wax over the top. And I had done some wet distressing to reveal red in, and it's all over. There's like subtle, it's a little more subtle than I would have liked. I should have done the clear wax first and then done the red. And I think I would have enjoyed it better. But now I know, right? The next time. So last night when I did it, I did do the clear wax first, and then I did the black, so that I still have the red is still there. It's darker, but it's a lot more obvious because I did use the clear wax over it first. So, by the way, last night's project, I am so in love with this box. It is going to stay with me. I will not be selling this one. I miss the old tablecloths that my aunts had, right? All you have to do is wipe them clean. Yeah. And so what this product is saying is if you do 3 coats of this, it'll be the same as oilcloth. So something to think about. If you have a piece of fabric that like you love, and you want to use it, but maybe you're afraid of getting it stained or messed up, maybe you could use this product on there, and then you'd have like an oilcloth with a fabric that you love. Thank you, Verla. I love that. Like I knew I loved the warm topography paper. I made it because I loved it, but having it in my hands and using it last night, I love it even more, if that makes sense. So my edges, I guess I was ignoring them because they're still pretty tacky. So I'm gonna go around and make sure that they're dry before we iron. And this will be our last Quick Craft with Royce, last of the Quick Craft with Royce series. However, I'm thinking that I'll do a mixed medium Monday, but I don't want to bump up against Lynn Barnage's time. So I think I'm going to make it an hour earlier. But I'll post something and let you guys know. I'll send out an email to my insiders so you guys will find out for sure. It will not be next Monday. I'm going to take a break, but maybe the Monday after that. Okay. I think we're good. Everything is dry, and I can already tell, like I'm going to show you guys here real quick. You can tell that that there's product on here because it's like shiny. You guys see all that shine? So it's like super shiny. So I was able to successfully save it, and get a layer on here. And I'm going to be using a Teflon sheet to put over the top of this. Well, oh man, I should have turned my iron on. We'll turn that on. And I'm going to put mine on high. Let me see. Let me read the instructions before I make a decision. Um, Preheat the iron to medium heat, no steam. Okay. So I'll put it on medium. I won't put it on high. I'll follow the instructions. So I'm going to put on a medium heat. So I'm doing the second line there, and we're going to let that preheat. This iron, I love it so much. I use it a lot, and it's going to beep when it's ready for me to use it. So that should be in just a few minutes. My Teflon sheet has seen better days, but I think we'll be good. I do like using these because they are like really sustainable to use because you can use them over and over again. If you don't have Teflon, you can use parchment paper to cover yours or even another piece of fabric. I don't know about another piece of fabric though. That might stick. I think parchment paper would be a better option because it's less likely to stick to your project. If you use fabric, you might end up with two pieces fused together. Thank you, Verla. I'm glad you guys have enjoyed them. It's actually been really fun, and I have been so inspired because I do research, right, to figure out what I'm gonna do for you guys every day. So I'm looking at projects, and then you guys know how it goes. You like find a project, and then your mind goes into a rabbit hole, and you come out with something that was inspired by something else. But by the time you get your hands on it, it's something like it's you. So I'm going to post a picture of all of the projects we've done in this month. And I think I'm going to have you guys vote for the like your favorite one. And I would love to see you guys' projects. Good afternoon, Jerry. How are you? I would love to see you guys' project. So right now I'm working with Heat and Bonds liquid vinyl. Hold on, let me put the lid on so I can turn it so you guys can see it. So I am working with Heat and Bonds liquid vinyl. And so we've decoupaged the bag, we've painted it. And so now I just want to put a nice protective layer over the top so that this bag can be fully functional, right? I really don't like making things that I don't feel confident about them lasting, right? Or them meeting the expectations for the use of what you're working on, if that makes sense. So like, um, I would decoupage this bag and put the vinyl on it because to me that makes perfect sense. But like, I wouldn't decoupage a shirt that I need to launder because I don't think that it would make it through the laundry. And you could say you could just wipe the front of the shirt clean, and you could, but you know it's gonna get musty if you're wearing it. And we don't want to be walking around in a musty shirt because it's cute. So I just think about things like that. So this bag is really cute, and I think that we can make these. I actually have a smaller one that I'm going to make, and I'm going to use the landscape from the Fine Arts project block decoupage paper because I think that's going to be super cute. Hello, good morning. LaDonna says maybe a vest. Maybe, LaDonna. Just think about how you're going to be able to take care of that vest, right? Are you going to be able to clean it? And maybe you could extend the life of the vest if you put something like this on the inside and the outside where you've done the decoupaging. Uh, just know that the nature of the paper is not going to change, right? It's still paper, but you can squeeze it maybe between two layers of the liquid vinyl, and that would help to extend it longer time. But you're not going to be able to like toss it in the washing machine. Like pockets on my like to me I would do pockets on my como se dice apron. That would be fun, right? Because we don't care, our aprons are gonna have paint all over them anyways. Yeah, that's true, LaDonna. As long as you're being thoughtful about it, I think it's fine. So I've been giving a green light to go, so I'm gonna go ahead and start ironing this. And I may have want to pull out my big iron for this, huh? As long as you're being thoughtful about the use of it after the fact, I think it's fine. I just want to make sure nothing is sticking under here before I keep going. It's sticking a little bit, but the Teflon really isn't going to stick to anything. So Jerry, this is in my Amazon shop. Let me give you guys a QR code to my Amazon store. And it's a mini Cricut. I do love it because this puppy gets hot. Let me tell you. Don't let its size fool you. Um, I thought I had, oh, here it is. Here is the QR code to my Amazon store, and you guys can check it out, and you guys can find a lot of the tools that you see me using in my lives. You guys will find it in my shop. I do get a small commission every time you guys use my link, but it doesn't change the purchase of the product for you. And I really do appreciate that. You guys using my link. And I bought this product, but I hadn't used it yet. So you guys are affording me the opportunity to do that. And the other thing about the Teflon sheets, and these are really inexpensive, you guys, is that it actually like spreads the heat evenly. You'll feel it, and the whole thing is hot. It disperses. That's the word I was looking for. It disperses the heat more evenly on your projects. It doesn't stick to anything, and you can use it over and over again. I think it's essentially a really thin sheet of metal, if I'm remembering right. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and iron the top part that wasn't under. And I'm going to overlap a little bit just to make sure that I iron everything. And it feels like vinyl. And I do have something inside of the bag to keep anything from bleeding through to the other side of the bag. You know, I got an email last night after our live, and I really appreciate the person taking the time to email me. And I've been talking about the retreat for a year now. We're down to less than 3 months before the retreat is here. I'm so excited. And the email, she said that even though she's not an expert, she's going to come. And I wanted you guys to know, if I have communicated in any way that you need to be like an expert or a professional to come to my retreat, let's do a major correction. This retreat is for everyone. I actually had someone come last year who, and these are her words, she said that she was really new to creating and she wasn't sure if it was for her. And she decided to come, and she said she loved it. She loved it. So this is not for experts or professionals. This is for everyone. So if you are new to creating, this is a perfect opportunity for you to connect with other creatives who are really passionate about what they do, and for you to have an opportunity to learn hands-on. And if you are an experienced creative, it's a really good opportunity for you to kind of step outside your comfort zone, to connect with other creatives. And I will be challenging you to rethink the way that you think the way that you think about the supplies you're already using. Y'all know me. I like to go rogue with the instructions on how to use things. So come join us. And if you'd like more information, you can check out roycecycledacademy.com, or you can use the QR code here. And this is just to find out more retreat information. So you're making an obligation to go by clicking through. You're just clicking at the information. And yes, right. So when you start thinking about the opportunities for the liquid vinyl, just think like it could be for so many different things. Placemats would be really fun. You could just cut the fabric and you can paint it or decoupage it, and then you can go over it with the liquid vinyl. And so the bag is a little stiff, right? Like I don't want you guys to think but it's not super stiff. Let's put another layer. Let's put a second layer. So the first layer means it's going to be stain resistant. So if we put a second layer, it's going to be waterproof. So let's put another layer. And I am going to put another layer on the back side of this, but I'll do that later. Like you guys don't need to watch that. That's going to be boring. Let's put another layer over the top. And then if you're just coming on, let me tell you what had happened. So I bought this like 3 or 4 years ago, and it's gotten a little, not stiff. It's like gelatinous. And I just think it's because it's been sitting for so long. So I'm having to like maneuver around that. But if you buy it, it's kind of like gel medium that you use, like a matte gel medium, is what is like if it hasn't been sitting in your, you know, stash for 4 years, 3 or 4 years. So I'm just adding a little bit of water to like loosen it up. And then I'll apply the second coat to my bag. And I'm thinking of all kinds of stuff that I can do with this. Like, because we're essentially embedding vinyl in fabric, right? It says liquid vinyl. I wonder if it's actually liquid vinyl or if that's just what they're calling it, because that's what it looks like when you're done. So we applied our first coat, we dried our first coat. Now we're going in with a second coat. And the second coat makes it waterproof. And again, if I were, make sure that you do the back as well, right? Because if you get water on the back, then it's going to have access to the front. So I'm going to do this on the front, but I'm also going to turn my bag inside out, and I'm going to do it on the back as well. And it seems like I don't need as much product on the second coat as I did on the first one. I always neglect my edges, so I'm just making sure. And you can tell, like I can feel it, the slickness, to know that it's on here. And even though I'm brushing it, I'm not really seeing, well, let's see. I didn't really see any brush strokes the first time. I am seeing a little bit of brush strokes this time. So if I had a larger brush, I would probably see less brush strokes. But it's just something to think about if that's something that's important to you. Put that in some water. And we're going to dry this again, and then we'll iron it. Berla, I do not carry this. You can find it in my Amazon shop. I'll put the link up in a few minutes. I'll put the link up again, but I just found it on Amazon. Um, Jerry's asking if it will work on a pillow sham. I think it will. Just know that it's not going to be like fabric, right? It does change the nature of your fabric. So I imagine with every layer, it's going to get it's going to get more and more stiff. So that's just something to think about. I would think so, LaDonna. LaDonna's asking if it would be better to sew the tote bag together first and then apply the liquid vinyl. You know what? It should tell us about sewing. It says it's machine washable in cold water. And then, of course, you don't want to lay it out to dry. You don't want to put it in the dryer. I don't know how it would act in a sewing machine. That's a good question. Because if it was cured, it should be the same as sewing vinyl, right? But to be safe, I would say sew it first and then use the liquid vinyl. Yeah, I have a sewing machine. It's still in the box. I bought it like a year and a half ago. But I bought a little one. It's not a fancy one. I just want to sew paper. That's what I want to do. But it's still in the box. I am so pitiful. And so I want to show you guys some inspirational photos since I'm just drying rather than just watching me with my dryer. I'm going to show you, I got these are not my photos. These are photos I found on Pinterest, but this is where my inspiration came from. So Anthropologies carries these bags and they're literally made from old paintings because, you know, paintings are done on canvas. And so they're taking the stretch canvases off of the frames, and then they're making these purses. Whoops, that's the wrong one. And so they're making these purses, and I thought we have all these different kinds of decoupage paper. Like we could decoupage a canvas bag and then seal it with the liquid vinyl, and we could make something that would be beautiful that we could carry. And so that's what made me think about doing this. And the idea that it doesn't have to be really like pliable if it's a bag. We don't care about that, right? We carry leather bags and they're not like pliable. So for a bag or a purse, like this would make sense to do this. And so that's why I wanted a smaller bag, and I'm going to use the landscape from the fine art blocks on my smaller bag because I think that's going to be fabulous. And again, the steps that we use, I use GAC 900 is an acrylic medium, and you can use it in regular acrylic paint to make it fabric paint is what it is. And so I put a layer of GAC 900 and just some titanium white paint as a base, and then we decoupage and paint it over that. And now I'm going over that with the liquid vinyl, so we can seal everything and protect it so that I can use this bag, right? And I ordered a canvas bag from Amazon. We'll see what happens. It's like a nicer bag, you know what I mean? That I would carry, but I think I'm going to paint that one. I may include some decoupage. I don't know. We will see what happens if I even have time. That's the one thing I'm going to miss about my daily lives with you guys is because it did create, you know, when you own a business, you think about your time all the time, like how you're using your time. And there's always other things calling for my attention. Like right now, when I go in the house, I'm going to sit down and I need to draft all of my emails. First, I need to draft all of my curriculum for the classes I'm going to teach inside of the Royce Cycle Besties membership for the month of February. I have them done. I just need to like clean them up and make them like nice. So that I can draft the emails and attach the supply list schedule the emails, schedule the reminder posts inside of Facebook, schedule the meetups inside of my membership dashboard. Like there's always stuff calling our attention. And then when I get done with that, I'm going to go in and double check all the emails that I have scheduled for February. I realized I never sent out the resource for January for my Recycled Insiders. So I need to get that up and get that ready for tomorrow. So if you're a Recycled Insider, I'm sorry, 2 resources for February. It was a busy month with the launch and the daily lives and all my other stuff. So I say all that to say, and I'm sure you guys can relate, because life, right, sometimes gets in the way of our making time to create. And so being able to not like justify the time to research and prepare and to show up for you guys every day has really allowed me a lot of time to create, and it's had value. And I hope it's been valuable for you, because it certainly had a lot of value for me. Oh yeah, and get her now while she's 12. And how fun would that be, right? Because you could even go and just buy some little canvas shoes, right? Hey Chris, how are you this morning? Thank you, Jerry. It really has been fun, legitimately, to show up and create with you guys every day. So that's why I'm thinking the Mixed Media Monday would be fun. And I can dedicate it solely to mixed media artwork, so that those of you who are interested in that, you guys can show up on Monday. And then on Sunday nights, we'll just probably be doing most of the time our upcycling and repurposing, right? Okay. So that is dry, and my iron is still hot. So I'm going to go over this with an iron, and we're going to heat set this as well. And again, I have this mat inside of my bag to protect the other side of my bag, so I don't get anything on the other side. Oh my gosh, how is it 12:44 already? I feel like we've only been here for like 15 minutes. Oh, thank you. The box room last night was so fun. And I know you guys are probably laughing at me, because it's one thing to create the paper, but it really is another experience when I get to use the paper. And normally what happens is I get the paper and I create projects before, you guys ever even see them. But with the lives every day and just prepping for the launch, and I don't have as much staff as I used to have, I really hadn't had time. So that was literally my first time using that paper last night. So if you guys were confused by my excitement, that's what it was. A good challenge for all of us is to upcycle with one of your papers. Oh, yeah. There's so many opportunities. Now, for the Mixed Media Monday, it's so funny. Over the years, I've made different like games, where it's almost like a bingo game. So when we did a couple of years ago, we did lives, and every Sunday we would show up. I would do a different um, process to layer your decoupage paper. So we did a video about, layering it with stencils, and then we did one with layering it with transfers, and then, underpainting. We did all these things every Sunday over the course of a few months. And every week I would make these worksheets to go with it. But another thing that we did at the end of that was I made like a bingo card, and you would like have to pick your decoupage paper, and then you had to like pick like a few more things off of the card randomly, and then you'd have to make something. And it's just a really good way to challenge you to step outside of your comfort zone, to think about your products in a different way. It just went off. I think I let it sit for too long. So we'll let that warm up again. And so I've done a couple of games over the years, either in a course or we did that one with everybody. And so one of my friends that are in my membership, she's also a retailer, she pulled out her game. Like she still has it and she still uses it. She actually uses it with her people in workshops in her shop. And I was like so taken aback by that because I don't know. Whenever I do things, I really don't know what the impact is going to be, right? Or how much I think I might know it's going to, but I don't know. And I was really touched by the fact that Kathy still had that game and she was still integrating it into her creative practice. And so I've ordered some tongue suppressors. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new game and I'm going to play it every Monday. So every Monday, I'm going to have to pull out like 4 or 5 different colors, and each color will give me like a different instruction. And I'm going to have to take those prompts and create something each Monday. And I will make that game available to you guys for you guys to make your own if you want. But I think it's really fun. And when we challenge ourselves creatively, we grow creatively, right? It pushes us to look at our products maybe a little different than we had before. And if I'm going to purchase a product, I would love to know how to maximize the use of that product, right? Like if I can buy something and I know it's going to work one way, but then I'm able to challenge myself and think of like 3 or 4 other ways to use it, like yes, please. Oh, thank you, Lunchbox Lady. I know. Like, I was genuinely excited. And it's because the paper has nuance that you don't see when it's dry. Like, you don't see it when you see it on a picture. And then, even when you look at it, you see a lot of it. But it really is not until you decoupage it on that white background that all of the nuance really starts coming through on any of the paper designs. And it's because each paper is probably like 20 layers. Like when I'm designing these, I'm designing each layer and I'm not exaggerating. It's at least 20 layers that I'm using on any given design, sometimes more than that. Most of the time, 20 or more layers. And so um you don't see them until you decoupage. And this one has a lot of really subtle layers. And I just love this paper so much. And I just know I'm going to be using it for a lot of things. A lot. Yeah, Tammy, right? And it just makes you kind of step outside your comfort zone, look at your products from a different angle, or your processes too. And for you guys, it's a little less stressful because you don't have to do it within a certain time. Like you can pull your sticks out and look at them and really think about, what you want to do. It's a little stressful for me because I got to make decisions on the spot and hope it works out. If it doesn't work out, it's fine. You probably still learn something. Chris, we have a lot of rabbit holes, Chris. I know. But there's so much to create. There's so many opportunities and there's so many places to learn. And whenever I see somebody like in a different creative niche making something, I'm always like, how can I apply that to what I do? Right. Like one of the things I've been looking at is a lot of pottery videos, and a lot of them use, what do they call them? They're like transferring the design onto their pottery with paper. I know there's a word for it, but I can't think of it. And I'm just like, I'm eyeballing that process. And I'm pretty sure that's where IOD came up with the idea for the inlays, right? But I'm like eyeballing that process because I'd like a little bit more flexibility even. And there's one pottery artist, and she actually does transfers like a photographs, and she puts them on her pottery, and then she fires it, and it's like fabulous. It's like my kind of stuff. It's grungy, um, and it's just very urban, and I love her pottery. It's beautiful. Maybe beautiful is not the right word. It's rad. It's pretty fabulous. And you guys will see me like laying my hand down and I'm just like touching it to make sure, whoo, that's really hot, that it's hot. Because the heat is what's going to set this so that it's not tacky. We don't want it to be tacky, right? We want it to be smooth and we want dirt and water to just roll off of it. Ooh, you guys see that smoke? That was real hot. And so that's it. And so you guys can see it's basically, now this, I put on 2 layers now. So now it is waterproof. You guys see that? But like I can carry this bag confidently knowing that if anything gets on there, I can just rub it off. And I am going to go in and put 1 layer at least on the back side as well. But we won't do that together because that would be boring. So that is that project. We finished that one. Look at that. It's shiny too. You guys know I'm having mixed emotions about that, but I'll get over it. I don't know why I don't care for shiny stuff, but it's not tacky at all. I can rub my hands right over it. It's not sticky at all. It's a little more firm after the second coat, but it's still very much a bag. So that is that project. And I am going to carry this bag too, even with the little birdie that's driving me crazy. I'm still going to carry that bag. The other project that I wanted us to finish together was our cash box, because a lot of you expressed interest in really seeing me finish decoupaging over the edge. And so we'll do that really quickly. And so this was just an old cash box I got at the thrift store. And we did, what did we do on this box? Oh, Lord, I don't remember. I know we used milk paint because this is a praying wife. Oh, I know what we did. So I prepped it with clear, did I paint the bottom? I think I did a black paint on the bottom. And then I went over it with a praying wife milk paint. And then I went in with like some brick red and I just kind of dry brushed on this color, just to give it like more visual texture and interest. So it looks kind of like leather. And then this is the tattered tapestry decoupage paper I used on the top. This paper has been retired because it just didn't sell well, but I really thought you guys would love this paper. But I'm not always right? So we use it on this project. I love this paper and I will probably keep a lot of it in my stash because I really do like it a lot. And so I'm just going to go through, and when I'm doing stuff like this, like you guys will see me wiping back because I don't want to have any of my decoupage medium where I don't want my paper to stick. So and I did mist my paper. A lot of times when you go back like this, your paper can be really stiff. So misting your paper really helps. And then of course we love misting our paper because it's going to help us not have any wrinkles in our decoupage. And I'm literally, this is it, you guys. This is all I'm doing. Is just putting a little product underneath there and tacking that down. And then I'll do a final trim. Now, if you're working with your paper and it's gotten really stiff and it won't tack down, it may mean that you need something a little like tackier or thicker. So you can either use like some gel medium, or if you have like some Mod Podge or some kind of a decoupage medium that has a little bit more body in it. You know what I mean? Like it's a little thicker, then you can use that and that'll help you with that. Because I'm thinking my paper, of course I could mist this paper and that would help too. To soften the paper up so it'll lay down. But these are the small details that we don't generally show in our lives. And so I did want us to kind of take our Mondays and do things like this, because you go to do your project and you're all good up until this point, and then there's no instruction, right? For the details. And the details, look, the devil's in the details. So misting that paper really does soften up to help it lay down more readily. And then for my corners, what I did was, I think I showed that part. I like decoupaged it and you have like a piece sticking out and I just cut it right there. And then if you have a little white showing on your corner, you can either go in with some ink or you can go in with some paint that matches your paper, or you can go over it with like some dark wax or something. Because it really is, this dark white is what makes it more noticeable. It doesn't have to match your paper perfectly. You just want to get rid of that stark white so that it doesn't like jump out at you when you look at it. On a tile. Oh, you want to, oh, I know, right? This is beautiful. And this is like, it's literally like a rug. And when I did this paper, I was thinking, like, to me, this feels like fall, right? And Christmas. Absolutely. But also it feels like something that would be in an industrial space to me. So when I think about industrial decor, I don't always think about gears and, things like that. Because if I had a loft and I had an aesthetic that was industrial, um, I think about what would be in that space. And to me, this rug would absolutely be in an industrial space. And I'm going to dry this back right here, and then we're going to use a blade to trim this excess paper off. So let me dry this really quickly. Tina, this is the recycled tattered tapestry decoupage paper. You have several sheets. Chris, you better use it. I want to see it on something. Use a pin over the birdie, junk jewelry or something. I know. That's true. Karen, I can't laugh at you because I still have Lexi's. You guys remember the transfer that Lexi did for IOD? And it had the buck on it. I forget the name of it. I still have one, and I don't want to use it because then it'll be gone. I know, we're crazy, right? Although collecting craft supplies and doing crafts are two completely different, hobbies. So I'm going to use scissors just because I'm on the back of this. I don't know. I think my blade will work. And sometimes when you get down to the details like this, you just have to, it's a lot of problem solving because we're upcycling and repurposing, and every project can be completely different, right? And have completely different challenges. So sometimes there isn't like a one answer on how to solve something. You just kind of have to figure it out. But the more that you do, you kind of build a catalog of approaches or problem solving, and then it just gets easier and easier. And I'm rushing this because I'm here with you guys. I'm going to show you guys something. This is why you should wait until your paper is completely dry before you try to trim it, because you end up tearing it and it doesn't look as clean. I'm going to keep going though, but it'll be fine. You just don't get as clean of a cut when the paper is a little wet because it doesn't really cut, it tears more than it cuts. As I keep going. I know. I can't help myself, you guys. I've already started now. I have to finish. And I'm really focusing my blade on that little bit of space that's in between the top and the bottom. And when I open this, I can sand the sides, right? Because I can open it and sand it, but this back, I don't really have that option. But I wanted to do that so that I could go ahead and really add medium without having to worry about my paper sticking somewhere where I don't want it to stick. Because now I can just go in willy-nilly and just really get a lot of product in there and stick that paper down. Before, I was trying to be super careful because I didn't want the paper to stick where it's not supposed to. But now that I've trimmed it, I can be a little bit willy-nilly. You guys see that corner is popping up a little bit? So these are like the finishings, right? This is the things that you do at the end just to make sure everything looks good. I do want to go over my corners with some ink because there is a little bit of white paper showing on some of them. I don't know if it's the white paper or if it's the white paint underneath the paper. Either way, I don't want stark white showing anywhere. So I'm going to go in with my ink pad or my ink dauber and go over those corners. And you guys, we will be on Whatnot on Friday. So if you guys want to come over and join us, please do. You guys will see the live on Facebook, but you can't really participate on Facebook because we see some of the comments, but we don't see all of them, and you can't bid if you're on Facebook. So if you want to participate, hop on over to Whatnot. And I opened that and that paper moved. So I need to trim that. So I opened it and the paper popped off. So I'm going to trim that off of there so that doesn't happen again. The hinge is flat, but it's still a hinge. I should have known better. So I can't just decoupage over it because it needs to be able to move. So I'm just cutting around that hinge. So my box can still be functional, right? And the same thing for this one. It's hard because this hinge is flat. So it's, you know how sometimes you can see the hinge clearly because it's poking out. And on this box, the hinge is actually flush with the box. So it's a little harder to see where the hinge ends and where it begins. And don't do this, you guys. Wait till it's dry to do this. Okay. And I'll go back in with my brush and clean that up. Okay, so that's my box. It's done. And all my corners are laid down. And this is a really shallow top, but the would be the same, even if it was a taller top. My steps would be the same. But it is a little tedious. Just a wee bit. And so there's my cash box. And now she's all done. I have to do some work in the back because I have paper pulp on my hinges now, but I'll just go in with some ink and take care of that. But this one's another one. I loved this project. And this wasn't a quick craft. This was actually one night with Royce and Dave. But I really do love this project because you guys, of course I do. It's grungy, right? But that's all I have for today, you guys. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. And thank you so much for sharing your time with me every day for the month of January. And I have been inspired by the projects that we've done together. And I hope that you guys have been inspired as well. And my prayer is that you're inspired enough to take action and to create. Thank you, Tina. Oh no, I can't get on one. I'll get in trouble. Good morning, Jane. Oh, I know. But I have a lot of items that are finished. My goal is in my living room, I have a long wall and I have like a dresser in front of it. And it is where like most of my the things I love is on that wall. I have these sewing drawers that are floating shelves, and so I'm able to make like all these vignettes on the dresser top, on the floating shelves, hang things on the wall. So my goal is to go through all of the things. I don't know if they're all make it on the wall, but most of them will make it on that wall. And I'll take a photograph of you guys because for you guys, sometimes we make things and I know you guys are thinking like, okay, that's pretty, but what would I do with that? Or where would I put that? So I do like doing stuff like this. I used to love creating vignettes and staging things and taking photographs. And, you know, life gets busy. So I'm going to carve out time to get that done. I have to do it this week because a lot of these items will make it to the whatnot sale. Not all of them. Some of them are going to stay on my wall, but some of them will make it to the whatnot sale on Friday. So that means I have to get it done this week and get my photographs taken. But today when I go inside, I'm going to take pictures. I have pictures of everything. I'm going to post them all in one post. And I want you guys to, I don't know, we'll see which ones were your favorite. And then maybe that'll lead what I do moving forward in the future. But thank you guys so much. Right, Jane? It is so fun. We've done a lot of experimentation this month. You guys have seen some of my experiments have worked and some of them have not. Some worked beautifully. Some of them sort of worked, but that's the deal. Experimentation leads to more creativity. So you guys, please make time in your day to experiment, to play, to have fun, and then just find out what happens. You guys have a blessed day and we will see you Friday on Whatnot. Lord willing, you can join us there. Bye, you guys.